Good morning to all of you. Today the topic is stream entry is possible for laypersons. In the Buddha's teachings, the aim of Buddhist practice is to end suffering. And there's only one path the Buddha taught. That's the Aryan Eightfold Path. And as we practice that path, we attain stages of liberation. And these stages of liberation are called paths and fruits. And there are 8 paths and fruits. First path, first fruit, second path, second fruit, third path, third fruit, and fourth path, fourth fruit. Only the fourth fruit attainer is fully liberated. The others are all partial liberation. So the lowest is the first path. And the first path is also called stream entry. In the suttas, the Buddha said the stream refers to the Aryan Eightfold Path. So when you enter the Aryan Eightfold Path, you attain stream entry. You become the lowest Arya. This lowest Arya is attained when you attain the first factor of the Aryan Eightfold Path. In the Majjhima Nikaya Sutta 117, Mahachacharisaka Sutta, it is said that to practice the Aryan Eightfold Path, you have to start with right view. You can only start with right view. And right view, according to that sutta, will bring you to right thoughts. And then after that will bring you to right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. These are the 8 factors of the Aryan Eightfold Path. So, how do you get right view? This is elaborated more fully in the 7 Bojjhangas. Suttas on the 7 Bojjhangas are found in the Samyutta Nikaya, chapter 46, Bojjhanga Samyutta. And there it is said that to practice the Bojjhangas, by the way, the 7 Bojjhangas are the 7 factors of enlightenment. They are quite similar to the Aryan Eightfold Path. It is said in the Suttas that you practice the Aryan Eightfold Path fully, you will completely destroy suffering. This also said, the same thing is said of the 7 Bojjhangas. So the difference between the two is the emphasis on different factors. In the Bojjhangas, the first factor is sati, mindfulness. The second factor is Dhamma Vichaya, investigation of the Dhamma. The third is effort. And then the fourth is piti, delight, which is synonymous with the first jhana. And then the fifth is passaddhi, tranquility, which is synonymous with the second jhana. The sixth Bojjhanga is samadhi, concentration, which is synonymous with the third jhana. The 7th Bojjhanga is upekkha, equanimity, which is synonymous with the 4th jhana. So the last four factors of the 7 Bojjhangas are synonymous with the 4 jhanas. And the 4 jhanas refer to Samma Samadhi, the last factor of the Aryan Eightfold Path. Now, to get right view, which is synonymous with stream entry, the lowest Arya, the Aryan Eightfold Path, it is not explained in the chapter on the Aryan Eightfold Path. The Aryan Eightfold Path, the suttas on the Aryan Eightfold Path are found in the Magga Samyutta, Samyutta Nikaya, chapter 45. Many suttas there. But they don't exactly tell you how to get right view. But in the Bojjhangas, the first two factors tell you how to get right view. In the first Bojjhanga, it is said that to practice sati, you must draw near Arya or a Sappurisa. An Arya is one of the what we call holy men in Buddhism, and that refers to the 8 Arya, 4 paths and 4 fruits. A Sappurisa is called a true man. A Sappurisa is one who knows the true Dhamma, Saddhamma. Sappurisa knows Saddhamma. So they are quite synonymous. So in the practice of the first Bojjhanga Sati, they said you draw near Arya or a Sappurisa. But some other suttas explain when you draw near such a person, a monk or a nun, first you have to examine him or her, whether that person, is it possible that this person is an Arya? So how do you do that? First, you see whether he has the 3 characteristics, the Sila, Samadhi, Panya, whether he keeps his precepts, whether he has a calm mind because of Samadhi, and thirdly, whether he has wisdom. Also, you have to see whether he has greed, hatred and delusion. If he has strong greed, hatred and delusion, it's not possible that he could be an Arya. Because sometimes lay people are not very familiar. So sometimes they judge a monk by some minor precepts. Minor precepts are not important because in the suttas, the Buddha said even an Arya can break the minor precepts. In the Vinaya, the monk has 227 precepts. The first class is the Parajikas, defeats. If he breaks any of these 4 Parajikas, defeats, is no longer considered a monk. And then after that is the 13 Sanghadisesa. These 2 classes of offense are considered major, heavy offenses. The rest are all considered minor. So for example, in the precepts, a monk is not supposed to cut grass, cut trees and all that. But this is a minor precept. Originally, the Buddha did not make this precept. And then later he made this precept because in India at that time, a lot of people thought that plants are living beings. We have 6 faculties, 6 senses. The plant is considered a 1 sense, 1 faculty, living being. Especially by this external ascetic called the Jains. At that time also called Nigantas. They practice compassion a little overboard. So they are not only vegetarians, but they don't eat green veggie, fresh fruit, because they say it still contains life. They wait until the veggie has turned yellow, and then only allowed to eat. I learned this from a father-in-law of a good friend of mine. He was a doctor, and in India. One day he was called to a house to examine a sick lady. It was a rich house, wealthy family. When he examined this lady, he found that she was suffering from malnutrition. So he asked the son, "What does your mother eat?" The son said, "We are vegetarians." Then he thought, there are many vegetarians who are not suffering from malnutrition. So he asked the son, what exactly does your mother eat? So the son went to the kitchen, brought back some vegetables which were already yellow. He said, "Our religion does not forbids us from taking fresh veggie and all that." So they also are probably vegans, don't take milk and all that. So that's how, because of that kind of thinking, So because of that type of thinking, so the Buddha made this precept that a monk should not cut branches and all that. So if you see a monk cutting branches and all that, don't say you broke the precept. When we started our monastery, the grass was like 2-3 feet tall everywhere. A lot of snakes around. And when we started our monastery, nobody knows the monk there. So we had very little support. So we had to cut grass, otherwise the snakes are all around. King Cobra also came. So minor precepts are not so important. So in the practice of sati, in the Bojjhangas, the Buddha said, after you draw near a monk and you think he's worthy of respect, then you show respect to him. And after you show respect to him, he'll be willing to teach you the Dhamma. And if you're lucky to meet a Sappurisa or an Arya, he'll teach you the true Dhamma. And then after you listen to the true Dhamma, you have to think it over, reflect on it, to remember it. During the Buddha's days, they had no books. So when a person hears the Dhamma or the suttas, the discourse of the Buddha, he has to memorize it, repeat it again and again. Otherwise, you forget very easily. So that was what they used to do every day, keep repeating the suttas. Nowadays, we have books, we have CDs, we have SD cards and all that. It's much easier. You just listen to it every day. So, you see from here, sati in the Bojjhanga is contemplation of the Buddha's Dhamma, the true Dhamma, which refers to original discourses of the Buddha found in the 5 Nikayas. Digha Nikaya, Majjhima Nikaya, Sangyutta Nikaya, Anguttara Nikaya, and Khuddaka Nikaya. In the Aryan Eightfold Path, when you talk about sati, the Buddha says Sammasati is to contemplate 4 objects. Sin and Chu, 4 objects. The body, feelings, mind, and Dhamma. And sometimes certain books, they translate Dhamma as phenomena. Mind object. You see from the Bojjhanga, it is not mind object. It is Dhamma refers to the Buddha's teachings, the original Buddha's teachings. Because out of these 4 objects of sati, actually the most important is Dhamma. When you contemplate Dhamma, you can attain the various stages of paths and fruits. There's a sutta in the Anguttara Nikaya which says a person attains liberation or arahanthood under 5 conditions or 5 occasions. One, he listens to the Dhamma and he understands and he attains liberation. The second one, when he's teaching the Dhamma, because when he's teaching the Dhamma, he has to reflect on the Dhamma, understand it before he can teach. So because of the understanding, he attains enlightenment. The third, when he's repeating the Dhamma. In those days, they repeat the Dhamma in their own language. So they keep on repeating, they will remember and they will understand. That is the third occasion. The fourth is when they reflect on the Dhamma. Having heard the Dhamma, you think about it, investigate it, etc. The fifth is during meditation. So out of these 5 occasions, you find that 4 has to do with the Dhamma. That's why the Dhamma, the Buddha's teachings, is so important. So, that's why sati in the Bojjhangas as a factor of enlightenment refers to the Buddha's discourses. So we find in the suttas and the Vinaya books, many people, they come to the Buddha for the first time. And the Buddha taught them the 4 Aryan truths, the basic principles of the 4 Aryan truths, to make them see anicca, impermanence, suffering, dukkha, and anatta, non-self, or no self. So if a person is intelligent, and when he listens to the Dhamma with attention, he can understand. When he can understand, he gets what is known as Dhammachakku, vision of the Dhamma, Fa Yen, seeing the Dhamma. And that is synonymous with stream entry. Once you get an understanding of the Dhamma, the basic understanding of the Four Noble Truths, you have attained the vision of the Dhamma, and that is the first path. So that is how a person attains right view. This is also confirmed by Majjhima Nikaya Sutta 43, where it is said that there are two main conditions to attain right view and stream entry. One is the voice of another. The second condition is yoniso manasikara. The voice of another means the voice of another teaching you the true Dhamma. And the second condition, yoniso manasikara, is focused attention. Sometimes they translate it in Chinese as 如理摄维. It's not an exact translation. It's more like focused attention. Why? Because it is stated in the Samyutta Nikaya Sutta 46.38. When a monk listens to the Dhamma with eager ears, attending to it as a matter of vital concern, directing his whole mind to it, on that occasion the 5 hindrances are not present in him, and the 7 bojjhanga go to fulfillment. So you see, you have to listen to the Dhamma with eager ears, attending to it as a matter of vital concern, directing the whole mind to it. Only under these conditions, the 5 hindrances are not present, and the 7 bojjhanga go to fulfillment, which shows these are the conditions for stream entry. That's why I say yoniso manasikara is focused attention. Sometimes they translate it different ways. There's another sutta in the Samyutta Nikaya 55.55. It also talks about the conditions for stream entry. But instead of 2, here it says there are 4 conditions for stream entry. The first one is association with the true man, sappurisa. The second one is listening to the true Dhamma. The third is focused attention. The fourth is Dhammanuddhamma patipatti, practice of the Dhamma in accordance with the Dhamma. So as you learn the Dhamma, what you understand, you put into practice. But at that stage, the most important to get right view is to listen to the Dhamma and then think it over. Just now I forgot to mention the second bojjhanga is Dhamma Vichaya, investigation of the Dhamma. Because some people are not so sharp. When they listen to the Dhamma the first time, they don't catch it. And some people very sharp, just like you crack a subtle joke, immediately he laughs. And some people have to think some time, then ha ha ha. Some people have to go back at night and then ha ha ha. So for some people it takes longer. That's why the Buddha says that the second bojjhanga is Dhamma Vichaya. Dhamma Vichaya is investigation of the Dhamma. After you have heard the Dhamma, you reflect on it, you investigate it. See whether it's true or not, whether you can see in everyday life. When I started on Buddhism, I found it was very difficult to understand, very deep. Because before that, I investigated all the major religions in the world. And other religions are very simple. Just believe in the Creator. And don't ask too many questions. Have faith. So Buddhism is different. Buddhism, you are asked to investigate, think about it. Don't accept just because the Buddha said so. Don't accept just because some monk said so. So when I studied the 5 destinations of rebirth, a bit frightening. Can be reborn as a ghost, as an animal and go to hell if you are not careful. Also it talks about anicca, dukkha and anatta. Life is suffering. So when you are young, you don't see suffering, isn't it? When we are young, we enjoy. But as I worked, when I was in Kuantan, I saw 5 people dying. I mentioned that yesterday. If you go to my Dhamma talks in the YouTube, etc., you will know. So as I saw one by one people dying in front of me, then I realized it's so true. Life is so unstable. You think we are 80 years old only we die. I see young people middle of life suddenly dying. The worst I saw was an accident. I was coming back to Kuala Lumpur for a meeting along somewhere Mentakap there. The road was winding. I was trying to overtake a trailer, a long lorry. It was very difficult because the road was winding. So I kept very close to him, trying to overtake. Suddenly I saw a motorcycle come around the corner from the opposite direction, and there was a rock in the middle of the road. This guy hit the rock, fell in front of the lorry. The lorry knocked into him directly. I saw him fall down, and I stopped the car, ran towards him. Thought I want to help him. The concussion was so great, the helmet fell off. The top of his skull opened up like a tin can, You know, our skull is many parts. So the top opened up, and I could see the white brain. And very soon, the white brain turned red, and the blood started to ooze out. And this guy was twitching like a dying rat. He cannot do anything. It's too late. Already damaged the brain. So I stood there and chanted for him. At that time, I was a Mahayanist, Tapecho. So chanted until he died. I forgot about the lorry man. The lorry man drove off. Then I remember, I didn't write down the number also. So you see, seeing this kind of things right in front of you, then you see it's true. What the Buddha said, a person never expect to die that way. Yeah. So that's why we have to see whether it's true or not. Also, there is a sutta where the Buddha says that when we listen to the Dhamma, we have to investigate it properly. And the reason is that in the Dhamma, there are innumerable nuances, innumerable details, innumerable implications. It means there are many different shades of meaning. There are many details, there are many hidden meanings. So you find sometimes when we listen to the Dhamma, we catch certain points. So for example, we listen to one sutta, we catch a number of points. When we listen to a second time, we find we catch more points. And then we wonder, how come first time I read, I didn't notice this. When you listen to the same sutta the third time, you'll be surprised. There's still other things you didn't notice before, and then suddenly you notice. That's why we have to keep listening to the suttas again and again and again, until we pass away, or until we become enlightened. So, that is investigation of Dhamma. So, there are some people, they take a longer time, study the sutta, year after year, reflect on it and all that. And then when you understand, you attain stream entry. Just now I mentioned the 4 conditions for stream entry, Sotapatti Yangani. The 4 conditions: association with the true man, listening to the true Dhamma, focus attention, and practice of the Dhamma in accordance with the Dhamma. In the same sutta, in another sutta, 55.40, the Buddha said, if these 4 conditions for stream entry are completely and totally absent in a person, that person is not a follower of the Buddha, not a Buddhist. He is a follower of an external sect follower, Bahiro. So you see here, if you don't listen to the Buddha suttas, you don't have these 4 conditions for stream entry. You're not even a Buddhist. There are many people come into Buddhism and then they get caught up with meditation. Meditate, but don't want to listen to the Buddha suttas. In that case, the Buddha says you are not his disciple, you are not his follower. The Buddha calls his followers, whether monks or nuns or laymen or laywomen, all are called savaka. All are called savaka. Hearers or listeners. So only if you listen to the Buddha's words and understand, then you are a Buddhist, because if you understand you have unshakable faith in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, you never change your religion. There are many people come into Buddhism, happy, do dana, join the crowd, everything. After a few years, no more Buddhists, change their religion. Because they don't have the foundation. The foundation is listening to the Buddha's words. And then if you don't listen to the Buddha's words and you just meditate, also can be dangerous. Some of the Buddha's disciples, even when the Buddha was around, they were not very interested in the Dhamma. Some of them just want to meditate. That's why there's one sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya that the Buddha scolded one monk. He said, I notice every time I teach the Dhamma, you're not paying attention. So the same thing happened with Devadatta. Devadatta was one of the monk disciples of the Buddha who was only interested in meditation. So he meditated so much that he attained the psychic powers. And because he attained his psychic powers, he started to show his psychic powers. And then the Prince Ajatasattu became very impressed with him, had total faith in him. And every day was offering him 500 dishes for his meal every day, got his servants and slaves and all that to cook so much for this Devadatta. When the Buddha heard about it, the Buddha said, that foolish man, accepting all this so much dana. So because of that, his ego become bigger. Even the prince also so respect me, I'm so famous. So when the Buddha was quite old, when all the monks were gathered, he told the Buddha, I said, Bhagawa, you are already so old. Come down, step down. Let me take your place. Let me lead the Sangha. The Buddha scolded him in front of all the monks. Scolded him so strongly, that he got a grudge against the Buddha, wanted to kill the Buddha. So he planned how to kill the Buddha. He tried several ways. So you see, if you don't have right view, you just meditate, you can go the wrong way. They call it in Indonesia, jalan sesat. Deviant way, So that's why the Buddha said, you don't have these 4 conditions for stream entry, you are not even a Buddhist. Now, when some people, when they hear that I say stream entry, by the way, once you attain stream entry, right view, in a few years' time, it will turn to fruit, sotapanna. And Sutta says you have to continue practicing these 4 conditions. That means association with the true man, listening to the true Dhamma, having focused attention, and then practice of the Dhamma as you understand it. Then the path, first path attainment will turn to fruit. At the latest, before that person dies. But it takes some time, it takes a few years for that wisdom to mature. When it matures, it turns to fruit, and 3 factors fall away. Sakaya Ditti, Vicikicca, doubt, and Silabhata Paramasa, attachment to precepts and observances. So, when the wisdom matures, that person becomes a sotapanna. Later books say, like Abhidhamma, they say once you attain path, the next conscious moment it becomes fruit. That is not true according to the suttas. If a person, once he attains path, and the next conscious moment becomes fruit, that means you won't be able to do dana to a path attainer. Because before you can say hello, you already turn into a fruit already. So you can only do dana to fruit attainers, but that is not so. In the suttas, the Buddha says that you can do dana to a first path attainer, first fruit attainer, second path, second fruit, etc. So that's why if you're not familiar with the suttas, you don't catch the contradictions. Very important to be familiar with all the suttas.